Coach, if you want to start with an opening statement, and then we'll go to the raised hand feature to ask questions.
Yes, so make sure, can you hear me? Okay, yeah. I think a great team win. Man, gritty, tough game. When you watch SMU on film and the guard play, experienced guards, I think the first 7 guys off the bench were, seniors. Some, in most cases, fifth-year seniors. We knew they'd be tough, but I thought we got off to a great start. Then I thought offensively we settled. We didn't set our defense up like we did the first probably 12 minutes of the first half. They got out in transition because I thought half court we were good, but they got out in transition. They made plays. We were stagnant offensively. We settled for a lot of shots. We didn't do the things we needed to do to be successful. And we were back and forth in the second half. And I just think down the stretch in the second half, we just on the sidelines and staff. So execute what we're trying to do, give ourselves a chance to win the game, but you have to focus on the task at hand. And I think really what changed it for us offensively when Quaye became more aggressive, but also Kobe and Ronnie, when they started to make the threes, it put them in a bind similar to when we have to guard big guys that can shoot the ball. You have to make some decisions at that point.
Dave, you had the first question.
Yeah, Cuonzo, a lot of attention on Kobe, obviously, but what did Ronnie mean to this win? I mean, when Kobe goes out with the 4th foul, Ronnie comes right in, I think scored 9 straight points for you. What all are you getting from him right now?
Ronnie's a guy. He plays hard, very intelligent basketball player, can make the 3-point shot, also is a rebounder. He can guard small, big. He can play a physical brand. He can get out in transition. You can if a 5 minutes defending him, you can put him in the corner for 3-point shots. You can pick and pop. He's also getting better at coming off ball screen. But just a guy you can plug him into a lot of areas, but he's a selfless guy. It's all about winning. It's not necessarily how many minutes I'm playing. Should I be starting, that sort of thing. He just brings it to the table, and he's a calming presence, timeouts and situations because he knows what's going on. And he has a tremendous ability to stay locked in the moment. When some guys are on the roller coaster, he stays locked in on what needs to be the next thing.
Gabe.
Yeah, Cuonzo, you mentioned both Kobe and Dejuan, but especially when Kobe goes to the bench, I mean, those 3 or 4 minutes where Gordon kind of took over, is that something you've seen out of him, the ability to do that offensively?
No question. But again, like I said on the radio show after the game, I think the first 2 games, I thought he was pressing from the standpoint of excited, wanted to play well, not necessarily pressing to shoot a lot of balls, but just to play. And I think, when he got a couple to go tonight, he settled in and played the game because I think he has the ability to be an elite level defender. He's also a guy that can come off ball screens. He showed that in the second half. He slashed. He's a tremendous offensive rebounder for a 6'3", 6'4" guard. I'm not sure if he made a 3 tonight, but he can do that as well. But I just thought when he was aggressive offensively, it opened it up for us because he's a guy that can make plays. And one thing I said to him after the first 2 games, allow people to see your athleticism, your ability to make plays, and not just settle for perimeter shots.
Eric.
Because you guys were down about 12 with around 8 minutes to go. It wasn't one big run that got you guys back in it. It was a little bit by a little bit. It just eventually you guys were there. What does it say about your team's toughness where you just didn't get it back in one run, but eventually, gradually, you got back in this game?
Well, I think we're growing into that. And again, I struggle with saying new and young and all that because it's part of it. But every game will present something differently for our guys until we become who we are and whatever that is. Because I know as a coach, I know what I like for us to be and the identity for us to have, but they have to grow into that. They have to understand that. But I think what they're learning more than anything is the value of defending every possession down and what that means as a team to give ourselves a chance to win games if the shots aren't falling. Because we're still trying to grow into that, getting good offensive possessions, getting the ball inside the Jordan, not turn the ball over, jump stop, all those things we're growing into. But in the meantime, let's be tough, let's be hard-nosed, let's be gritty to give ourselves a chance. But oftentimes as a coach, you do this for a long time, even as a player in the locker room, you can see eyes, you can see the glaze in some guys' eyes. I mean, I don't see it with these guys. I think for these guys, just the composure and understanding all we need is one possession at a time because there's plenty of time on the clock. Don't focus on the clock. Let's focus on the possessions. And I thought they did that.
Anthony.
Hey, Cuonzo, I just wanted to get your impressions on Amari Davis's performance. Obviously, he didn't really have the best shooting nights those last couple of games, but tonight he really came in with a few big buckets for you. I just wanted to see what you thought of his performance and what he brought to the game tonight.
Oh, well, though Davis had 29 points, I think it was 29 points. I mean, Amari did a great job of getting his legs and working him. And then we just made the adjustment of putting Dejuan on him maybe the last 3 minutes of regulation, then down the stretch of the second half because his size and the physicality. Just make him because if he's making plays by himself, let's make him go over the top of more size because he and Mari about the same size. I thought Kwaye presented something different to him because we wanted to guard him one-on-one. But I thought, you know, Amari's aggressive downhill driver. I think getting in the lane 2 feet down, finishing that way, but he's aggressive downhill, and we need him to be assertive, focus on the task at hand, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line because he has that ability.
Ben.
Cuonzo, you touched on this a second ago, but I wondered if you might expand upon just kind of the quality of possessions that you got offensively once you got it down to 2, 3, 4 points at the end of the second half and into overtime. It seemed like your team was patient and you had good quality possessions there.
Well, it's more or less without saying it. This is how we're going to lose the game. I'll call it from the sideline. This is what we executing. Because other than that, man, we off balance. We're taking some quick ones. Every time down, let's give ourselves a chance. And what we try to do is, depending on who the 5-man was defending, we wanted to put him in defensive situation with Kobe or Ronnie, depending on who he was defending. So that was it. Either they were setting the ball screen or they were coming off the ball screens, or in some cases we put Ronnie in the corner where the big had to help in and make a decision. So that's what we're trying to do. So it didn't matter who had the ball for us offensively on the perimeter. All it came down to, we were trying to put that big guy in a situation to make a decision. Then once Ronnie and Kobe made the shots, it changed how they had to guard us. And then you saw Kwaye, when he turned the corner, got a clean layup because the big guy wanted to stay with the shooters.
Lila.
Hey, Cuonzo, there was a, sequence in overtime where, Kobe had a assist on, Ronnie's layup to tie it at 68 and then had a steal that, led to a 3 of his own. Just could you kind of walk me through what you saw in that sequence and just how big kind of his leadership just was throughout the game?
Meaning Kobe?
Yeah, Kobe.
I thought he did a good job. I think he was aggressive. He was assertive. We need him to be more vocal because his play late, he made plays. He made plays down here. He was aggressive making plays. But I think there's a next step in him being more vocal and reading because he sees what's going on. And it's one thing to see it and talk about it after it happens. We need him to see it and deliver it in live game situations. And I think Boogie Coleman does a good job of that. But we need Kobe to be consistent with that. But he scored the ball and made plays, and he put pressure on the defense. And when his 3 balls fall, and he's extremely hard guy to defend at 6'8", coming downhill, he can make plays. And I think the biggest thing now with him offensively, getting that lane and jump stop to be able to make decisions and not getting out of control with it sometimes.
All right, we'll do 2 more from Corte, then we'll finish with Dave.
Hey, Coach. So what was your message at halftime after SMU went on that huge run at the end of the half?
Man, I was just exhausted with again, the shot that the guy made when it's like we came out of the huddle casual with 5 seconds on the clock. He makes a 3. So now you go down, you were down 8 to, I think it was 11. So, just disappointed in that because we didn't play well down the stretch of the first half. Transition defense was bad. I just told guys, like, man, again, if we're going to lose, this is how we're going to lose. They have to make plays in doing this. We're taking away certain things. And I think our guys settled in, and once they start getting shots to fall, they change. But again, it goes back to, man, if those shots aren't falling, we still got to find ways to win the game.
Cuonzo, I know you've got a ton of respect for Coach Hamilton. What do you expect from his team tomorrow night? What do you know about this Florida State team?
Watch them tonight. The thing about their teams, they're one of the toughest teams in America to go against because they switch 1 through 5. They're probably the only team in America that will switch 1 through 5. And Coach Ham for some reason, he always have at least 2 or 3 7-footers, and they will switch their 5. So now what happens is it comes down to a mental game because there are not a lot of clean looks because they'll switch it. Now, you might have an advantage of taking a big guy off the dribble, but once you get in the lane, you still got to make a play, and if not, you got to find the next guy. But they don't give any ball screen looks, so it becomes a lot of one-on-one basketball. So you got to be consistent from start to finish to make plays, to be resilient, to stay focused because it gets to you mentally and it get into your legs because they don't give a lot of clean looks.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We will be having 3 players. It'll be Boogie first, and then Kobe and Dejuan after that.
How you doing?
Lila, your hand was up first. If you want to go first.
Bookie, just was there a point for you tonight where you could kind of feel the momentum shift at all, where it felt like you guys were kind of getting in more control there and really chipping away at the lead late in the second half?
I don't know the exact time, but yeah, it was a moment late in the second half where I just looked up and we were down. We kept going back and forth from 9 to 11, and then at a moment we were down 6 or 5, and then once I'm seeing that, I mean, I know we can win the game the whole time, but I seen that, I feel like we was really getting momentum and putting it together.
What was it about this team that made you think you guys could win it the whole time?
I just have confidence in my team. I feel like we can win any game as long as we play our basketball, play hard, defend, and get great shots on offense. We're a good defensive team, and I feel like that right there can lead to a lot of wins. Just getting the offense together is what the main goal is.
Ben.
I know this is a quick turnaround and it's a neutral site, and so it's a little bit tough, but do you get a sense of what a comeback like this can mean for you guys and confidence building as you move forward, not just tomorrow, but beyond?
Yeah, it's a great win. We got still a new team, still learning how to play together, and for us to get a comeback win this early, it's a great confidence boost for us. And just knowing what we can potentially be, and just trying to put together 40 minutes to just be the best we can.
We'll finish with Corte.
Sorry, I needed to lower my hand. It's my bad.
Any other questions for Boogie? All right. Thank you.
Yeah, good night.
All right. It should be either Kobe or Dejuan next. Gabe, you can go first.
Yeah, Kobe, coach has talked about after the first couple games wanting you to be more aggressive and kind of hunt your shot a little bit. Was that, especially coming out of halftime when you guys were down, was that a conscious effort, a conscious decision on your part?
Somewhat. I just tried to, help my team get over the hump. We were in a drought. I wasn't really just trying to, put up shots or anything. My teammates did a really good job helping getting me the ball and getting me in the right spot. So it just kind of happened.
Lila.
Yeah, Kobe, just what are kind of the emotions for you guys after being able to complete that, comeback effort and just kind of the gutsy effort it took for you guys to be able to do that?
Definitely a relief. We came together as a team in the locker room at halftime and during the game. Just came together, told each other we had to keep fighting, and it paid off. We just had to come together as a team and, work as one.
Ben.
Kobe, for you as one of the top returners and a leader on this team, to have a game like this and lead a comeback effort like this, what does that do for you and your confidence and kind of leading this team forward?
I mean, it definitely helps my confidence a lot, though. I mean, a lot, but I would say I really, I really owe all of that to my teammates. They help get me in the right spots, help push me every day in practice or in individual workouts, whatever. So, I mean, it's really just a conscious team effort. Honestly. But I feel like it going from here, we should all know, now that we know we can fight and, come back against a team like that, we can fight against anyone. So,
Dave, you'll have the last question.
Yeah, Kobe, you go to the bench with that fourth foul, and then Ronnie comes in and scores 9 straight. Just how valuable has he been to you guys on both ends of the floor so far?
He's been real valuable, big time help. He crashes the boards hard, knocks down open shots, gets a lot of second chance points. He's a big help. He does all the tough stuff. He does all the tough stuff.
All right, thanks, Kobe.
No problem.
All right, we'll finish up here. Dave, if you want to go first. Or Eric, you can go first then.
Could you put into words what Kobe's kind of effort meant tonight to the team?
Can you repeat that again, please?
Sure. Could you put into words what Kobe's effort tonight kind of meant for the team?
Yeah, he was a big part of the reason we won. He did everything: scored, rebound, defended. He had 4 fouls, which made him have to sit some one time, but he did everything today. Grateful today.
Lila.
Was there a point for you in the second half where, you just started being more aggressive? Like, was there kind of something that switched for you there? Or was there a point in the game where you really started, feeling like you wanted to attack more? What kind of changed for you to have that second half and overtime performance?
It's just me getting used to playing with new guys. I come from the same system, but it's still different. So these are new guys. I haven't played with them yet, really, except in practice. But just me getting comfortable with playing with them and them knowing my strengths and me knowing their strengths and just me being comfortable. So the second half, I felt comfortable and tried to make things work.
Eric, you know the last question.
Have you learned anything about this Florida State team yet?
We watched them earlier when they played on LMU. They're a long team. Long team. All the guys are pretty long and skinny. They make threes too. They do everything. So we just got to come at it, play Mizzou basketball, and do what we do and get the win.
All right. Any more questions? All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you again, everyone, for your patience. I'll be in touch with what the plan is for tomorrow once that gets sorted out. So let me know if there's anything else I can do to help you all.